watching some old VODs back of like Rays or even Neon maps in 2024. Just kind of reflected and just saw myself again. Like, yo, I'm in there. I just gotta do. I just gotta get the kills, And I think relearning the dive patterns, relearning how to dive and be in a good spot, and like just learning that stuff again. That was my struggle for the first couple of weeks because I didn't know what to do.
Hello, I'm Niall McCrossan, formerly of the Score Esports, and I'm joined by jawgemo today, fresh off his 2-0 victory against NRG in the middle bracket at VCT America's Kickoff. How are you feeling after that one, jawgemo?
Um, Definitely feeling better. I haven't really had the best performances recently. So for me, it's like a wake up call. Like, hey, like you're still in there. Like you're still being that dog you are and figuring out the stuff that you need to do for the team and still being selfless at some moments. So it felt pretty good. Like getting back into form. Um, and yeah, I mean that's basically how I've been feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the Phoenix, obviously, that we saw on Pearl. It's been a solid agent for a long time on Pearl, but as long as you're farming alt orbs, but when you already have BabyBay on Yoru, I know Josh kind of mentioned that you guys took some inspiration from Paper Rex, but can you explain like why you guys personally prefer the Phoenix over like the Waylay, for example, when she's still such a strong agent?
I mean, yeah, the Waylay is pretty cool. I thought like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Waylay, but it's a little more greedy they have to do like with the Waylay. You, like get max space, max dash, like there's so many X points that you have to like execute from. So I think the freedom of Phoenix kind of gives you the opportunity to like flash whatever corner you want, Molly, whatever you think they are. Basically like a full agent that kind of does everything: space, Molly, like disentrench, flashes. So it does a lot of work, and I think the way we play the comp is just how it works well. Being able to flood off people or being able to bait somebody and flash behind them and follow up. I mean, there's like a lot of plays that I think you need kind of like experience playing Phoenix and like learning it and being in the right positions. It's definitely a position player. So I think the freedom that I get on the character helps me a lot to like excel. So I think that's why we've been playing a lot. I mean, there's obviously like Neon as well that people are playing on Pearl and maybe Jet too, but there's just more stuff to do with Phoenix, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, you guys looked really good on it. You definitely caught them with some of those like double flash plays as well. Sorry, before we move on, Joe, do you mind just moving like a tiny bit to your left, just so you're like in the center?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Um,
Camera's on the laptop anymore.
no, you're good. You're good. So yeah, obviously you guys ended up kind of steamrolling them on Pearl, and I know you had two aces in this series, which is already nuts. But I gotta ask about the classic ace on Pearl. What was going through your head in that moment?
um, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like, it's kind of like figuring out where this outlaw was, like this Waylay. I thought he would have outlaw long. So, after I realized he didn't have outlaw long, that means no one was watching long. So I was like, yo, this is pretty free. Just do something, like do something for me, and I'll walk up, kill the backhaul guy. Some of the guys got the other people low, but man, when they were just in spawn, and I just kept like messing with them with the flashes, and they just got caught off guard when I was just kept W King, and then I ended up getting ult off the like I think the Astra kill or whatever. He had like his pistol or whatever out, like he wasn't even trying to shoot me. I kind of knew we had it in the bag because I had two lives, so I knew I had to burn that Phoenix ult just to get 100 HP, and yeah, because of that, I think like that was just insane. Just I didn't really know what to say because I was like, dude, it's just a classic. Like, how am I? I didn't pick up a ghost. I saw a ghost back haul. I didn't pick it up. I saw the gun spawn. I missed it. Couldn't grab it. So I was like, all right, G2 classic for the win. Buy the G2 bundle. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's where the Phoenix reworks feeling really nice with those
The
bonus
double
flashes.
flash. Yeah,
Yeah.
refreshing flashes are insane.
Oh yeah.
You just keep going. If you're farming, you just keep flashing.
Yeah. What's it been like just playing with BabyBay on the double duelist comp, just generally?
He's a very strong voiced person, so like it definitely helps me a lot because he knows what he wants to do. Obviously, like all of us do know like what we want to do as well, but him giving his own advice and his own vocal like sound to the team definitely just gives up the people like the team to like amp up and be like, hey, just be confident. Just it's not don't think too hard. Like don't think like extra stuff. Like it's like he makes the game simple, and then because of that, I just get the farm right behind him or with him. Like me and him just go back to back. So playing double duels with him, it feels like night and day. Like like we don't play a lot together outside the game. Sometimes we do, and when we do, it just feels like that too. Like we're just running through people, running through anybody in our way.
You think the like synergy just kind of comes naturally between the two of you now?
Yeah, I think it's starting to get even better. It definitely was slow at the start because he's playing like a lurker role, whatever the case was, or like Viper, so we didn't really get to do that much stuff. But when we had the double duelist maps, like we were like, yo, this is insane. We're just having fun, running down people. Like the corrode one, that was just in fun. This guy was in flow state, ISO ulting someone out with a sheriff. And I was like, wow, this guy's in flow state. I'm right behind him though, I'll follow up.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like you guys were maybe having a little too much fun at some points on the defensive side on split. Seemed like you were just peeking everything, but I mean, hey, it was working for the most part. Um, but yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned it earlier on that you did have a bit of a slow start to kick off by your standards. So I want to like ask like why you think you've struggled personally early at this event, and how have you kind of spent the time off between your matches? What have you been personally focusing on to make sure that you're like back to that level that everyone knows that you're capable of?
Yeah, it's definitely my lowest point I've had in a while. I think that's just how it normally is during the beginning of the year. It's a lot of new comps, a lot of new like ideas, a lot of new metas. I would say one, I was just on your meta for the whole last year, so like deep diving wasn't like it was still there, but it was supported a little bit more. Now it's like, hey, you're in there, like forgot what to do, like you're in the chaos basically. And I was like, Josh was telling me like he picked me up, uh, whenever he picked me up, he was like, you thrive in the chaos, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, and he knows that. And he's like, I want you to still do the same thing. Just, reflect on that and figure it out. So watching some old VODs back of like, Rays or even Neon maps in 2024, just kind of reflected and just saw myself again. Like, yo, I'm in there. I just gotta I just gotta get the kills, And I think relearning the dive patterns, relearning how to dive and be in a good spot and like just learning that stuff again, that was my struggle for the first couple of weeks because I didn't know what to do. Like I was just trying to just follow the book. I was trying to follow like, what we wanted to do, but there's so much more to like like Timotino, for example. He does crazy things on Waylay, and he's the best Waylay for a reason. And I was like, yo, this guy's not just diving certain spots; he's going for a kill, and then teammates are right behind him falling up. So I just realized like sometimes it's just not about the dive; it's about like getting what's in front of you and then proceeding to the next thing.
Yeah, and as a team, like you guys have looked better and better each week at kickoff. But I want to ask how close you think you like the team is to their peak. Obviously, it's the start of the season, so no one's gonna be at 100% yet. But like, if you could give me a percentage, like where do you think you guys are at?
Um, Even with this NRG win, I don't think it's like above 90 yet. I think we're at I saw like 80, 85 because we need the rematch versus Fear or whatever MIBR whoever we play next. I think that's when we'll know not our identity but just know where we are as like individuals. So it'll probably peak up to 90%, and then once we go to internationals it resets again and we're probably at, like sitting like a good 70, 75. And once I see Dre or Bebe on that international stage, that's when I can give you that final answer. Because right now I don't know, but I mean he's been a land demon. He's been traveling, playing video games professionally. So I'm assuming that we're gonna just not stoop to that 75. I think we're just gonna be staying at 90. I feel like it's gonna be like easy to repeat, bringing it from Americas to internationals, and then there you go. That's the story from there.
Yeah, I mean, the two of you just looked. It was so much fun to watch, honestly, on Split today. Like he was just schmeeging out there. Like it was like some phase
Speaking,
Baby Bay, early
yeah,
Valorant stuff. A lot of fun to watch. But I want to get your thoughts on like the current Duelist meta. More specifically, I guess in Americas, where Waylay is a very heavily played agent. Most people I've talked to the past few weeks have kind of said that she still feels too overtuned and could probably use some nerfs. But what do you think of Waylay currently within the meta?
yeah. I mean, I remember playing Waylay when she was like not the greatest. Like slow is slow. Like the slow took forever. The gun pullout took forever. I think maybe just reducing maybe the pullout time would be a little bit kind of like where you would go with Waylay. Everything else is pretty good. 3 second saturate, 1 second wind up time for the ult. Refract timer is fine. Maybe like 5 seconds. Maybe you have to do like a closer TP. Maybe that's what it has to be. Those two things. I think she's in a good spot. I definitely think she's definitely overpowered. So I mean, that's just how some of the games are. Yor was overpowered all last year. I was just ulting around every other round, getting maximum space, flashing people, getting out, shorting them like prime Exter. Like Exter was like a big example why Yor was broken. And even with the nerf, I think like it's gonna be hard to nerf Waylay, even regardless, because I know they want Waylay to be played, and she looks good. She's a good agent. She does everything that Jet does without the isolation. So yeah.
All right, and earlier you mentioned how like we'll have to kind of wait and see how you guys perform against the team that loses in the upper bracket. But who do you think is like the biggest threat remaining for you guys, and how are you feeling heading into that next matchup?
I mean, yeah, there's only two teams left that we're like looking at. Obviously, like there's MIBR and what's it called, Furia. Obviously, I think Furia is looking way better. I think they're peaking right now as a team. I think Nerve and their coach staff have like really good ideas of how they want to run the game. And Alum, as a duelist, like very confident in how he wants to play. And they also have like a good opera as well, Kuala Noob. He's been doing very well with his like his op. So I think their team is actually set up for success. I think that's probably the team that we're like a little bit upset about playing like not beating because
Hmm.
we weren't at our full potential. So I think Fury is probably up there. I think there's definitely a lot of looks at MIBR too, but we don't really expect too much from them. We know they're a really good team. They have 5 all-star players, I would say. Um, but we just know how to play against that team a little bit more because they're a little bit more known for us. Like they've just been around for a while. Fear has been like the unknown factor of like these are the come up guys. They want to make a name for themselves in America. They want to be the next big thing in America, and I think they're doing a great job. And yeah, I think Fury would probably be the biggest threat right now for us.
Yeah, they've been impressive. Okay, I've received our 1 minute warning. So last question here. I know you and I have done a ton of interviews over the years, but one that like really stuck with me was when we sat down at Paris Games Week back in 2024 at that spotlight event. And I asked you like, what was your goal with this G2 roster? It was like pretty much right after you joined. And you mentioned that you wanted to win a Masters event with them. You said that you wanted the purple trophy because you already had the
Yeah, I need
gold
the
one, right?
purple.
Um,
Yeah.
you came extremely close to doing that in Bangkok, but just fell short. So I want to ask, like, what would it mean for you to finally lift that Masters trophy with this group of guys this year?
Yeah, we were very close. It was a pretty sad day. I remember it was pretty bad, but yeah, with these guys, the hunger I see in this team is a little bit different than even that roster previously. I think I just see how happy people get, and I think that just makes me like like I'm not that like a emotional person. I don't really show a lot of my that side of me, but I just see like Dre being so happy like after a round. I see Trent just like arms up, full arms length my IGL. I think he deserves it. Like it's been some time, and even Leaf too. Like these guys just have been here for so long, and I think just because I know they deserve it, I want to be a reason why they win, and I think just that's all I can think about. Like these guys, we're with these guys every day. I just want to see them actually happy for once. Like, yeah, the America's Trophy is cool, sure, whatever. We won it 3 times, but this one would hit the heart more, and it'll make them like family, like long term. When you win trophies with people, you end up, keeping in contact and enjoying the time with them after the game. And I think making friends for life is more important. So that's something I want to make with them. Make some
Yeah,
friends for life. Yeah.
yeah, you become a family for sure. So that's all the time we have, unfortunately, Alex. But it was nice talking to you as always, and good luck the rest of the tournament, man.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Okay,
one.
take care.
See you.
Bye.
Peace.